This week's Parsha has one of the craziest episodes in the entire Bible. The earth literally splits open on Moses' command, opens up, and the mouth of the earth swallows Korach and his entire assembly. Hundreds of men, their possessions, everything tumbling down into the depths of the earth. But not just like a sinkhole or an earthquake. In fact, they go all the way down into the depths of hell, say the sages. And some even say are there till this day. Check out the Gemara for that story. But here's the thing. God is not just like a random punisher, like you did this wrong, let me assign this punishment to you. For the most part, all of our punishments then and now are logical consequences. They're there to teach us something about the way that we behaved. So what's the deal? What's the correlation between Korach and Gehenna or hell? So I had two deep thoughts that I want to share with you. The first one is like this. I was at a rainbow festival gathering, and this Taiwanese woman and I, her name was Moonland, we were talking about spirituality and just generally discussing it. And she said, you know, I heard this quote, Nili, that says that the more desperate a person is for heaven, the more it begins to look like hell. Oh. The more desperate a person is for heaven, the more it looks like hell. And we can understand this because we've seen this, for example, let's say at like religious sites or where people are like pushing or fighting just to be able to touch the site or get close to the site. And it's like, wait a second, I thought this is like a holy site, so why aren't you behaving holy? Well, because there's desperation and there's fear, and this desperation and this non-trusting that everything is perfect will start to make things that are heavenly look a lot more like hell. So it actually aligns that Korach, who was so desperate for holiness and a holy position serving in the desert sanctuary, was so unkind about getting that holiness that it began to look like hell. Wow, that really explains it, doesn't it? Then I heard another quote from Ravnir Menussi, from a famous French philosopher, that says that hell is other people. Now you could laugh and say, oh, that's funny. Yeah, I relate. I don't like people either, you know. But the truth is, what he's saying is that hell is other people means when I start to perceive another person as other, when I forget that we're one, when I forget that every single person is just a mirror for me to reflect to me back the ways I need to grow, that they're my deepest teacher, in fact, especially the people that trigger us the most. But when I start to perceive them as other, when I'm pointing finger, then it becomes like hell. And again, that's exactly what Korach did. He was blaming Moshe. He saw Moshe as other to him. He didn't see Moshe as a pure reflection to teach him what he needed to know about himself, his growth, and his proper path to God. So I just really never thought about why Korach deserved this punishment of descending into the earth. Such a dramatic episode, yeah? Like, why aren't we looking at what actually happened? But now with these two thoughts about the more desperate you are to get to heaven, the more it looks like hell, and hell is other people, when you combine them, it basically tells Korach's story. Thanks for listening. I wonder what you think.